We've all heard the old adage, reduce, reuse, recycle. Today, we are going to upcycle an item we use a lot of at the church. These are some of the votives used at church. We use votives to light the chalice. We light votives in our services of remembrance. We light candles in our winter solstice spiral. We light candles in our chalice in the religious education classrooms. So we end up with a lot of burned down little tiny votives with bits of wax still left in them. But clearly they're not usable as candles anymore. One of the things I do is take the wax out of the small votives and melt it down to make new candles. My supplies include small dishes that look a lot like chalices, an old pot that I can put wax in to melt down, and material for new wicks. Why don't you watch along with me while I create new chalices that you can buy at our church auction. Okay, we'll start with this. Whoa! Oops. Okay, as you can see, I have prepared each chalice with a small holder for the wick and then tied it to what are takeout chopsticks to hold the wick upright after I pour in the wax. Now I'm going to pour a little bit of wax in the bottom of each of our chalices just to secure that wick anchor. Once they've dried and hardened, I'll pour the rest of the wax on top. As I'm working, I'm discovering small bits of wick and other burned pieces in my wax. So I'm going to use a filter to make sure that they don't end up in my new candles. Now each of these chalice votives, pre-filled chalices, will harden over the next several hours, and I will bring them to church for the church auction. What else do you do that is a craft, that is your time, that is your talent or treasure that you can contribute to the church auction? Maybe you can help someone create a website. Maybe you provide lawn services. Maybe you are someone who has handiwork that someone else might want to buy. Maybe you can edit a resume. There are all kinds of skills that we each bring. We don't all have to reduce, reuse, and recycle in order to make something for the church auction. But we all have a gift that is special, that someone else may not have and would be willing to share their treasure in order to acquire, be it your time or something you have and no longer need, or something you want to share with the congregation. Things that I have provided over the years for church auctions include custom knit items. I have co-hosted meals with friends where by doing it with 4 or 5 of us, the cost and the labor of putting together a dinner was not nearly so onerous. I've also been part of progressive dinners where we each hosted a different stage of a dinner in our own home and then moved to someone else's for the next stage of dinner. I hosted appetizers, someone else hosted the entree, a third person hosted the dessert. There are so many ways to offer different events and activities, goods and services that will make our auction a success. I hope that you will consider contributing, whether it's your time, your talent, or your treasure, or simply showing up, enjoying a fun, festive evening, and bidding on all of the amazing things that you'll find at this year's auction.